Now, I don't want to harp on about this. I did mention earlier about England, already having won the series. So looking at these performances, as well as like Cook on debut scoring a ton, De Kock scoring a ton, Hash making tons of runs. But in the context of the series having already been won, how much sort of emphasis can be put on these feats?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I think a lot can be put on, especially Stephen Clarke. He's got no baggage of losing the series. He only came in for the fourth series. Obviously, a lot of people wishing now that he had played the entire series. Unfortunately for him, we don't play another test match for another 7 months until New Zealand arrive in August. So, he's obviously going to have to maintain form domestically. But, essentially on debut, fantastic achievement for him. He's going to go from strength to strength, even though he's 33 years old. He's not a long-term.
I didn't realize
process.
he was
that
old.
That's how long he's sort of waited in the wings, unfortunately. So, he's a massive tick for South Africa. We've mentioned Rabada being a fantastic in this match. Hashim Amla was actually the leading run scorer in the entire series. He scored that big double ton at Newlands, another century in this match. I think he was sort of happy to have been relieved of the captaincy. He certainly played better without it. Contrary to old AB de Villiers, who's now got 3 ducks in a row out of 4 innings as captain. So he's got an unremarkable record as skipper, unfortunately. But he's such a fantastic player. You expect him to bounce back in his next innings.
Particularly in the one-day format.
Yeah, I was going to say that's tailor-made to his style. He holds all sorts of records as fast as 50s and 100s for South Africa and around the world. So not really too concerned about him. But a little bit of concern, I guess, over the bowlers. We haven't seen Steyn much since Durban. Philander out for the entire series. Kyle Abbott's got a bit of a niggle with his hamstring. So a couple of question marks over who's going to now looks like going to support old Kagiso Rabada. Morne Morkel looks like he needs a little bit of a break. He's carried the attack pretty much for the entire series.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's rested a little bit for the ODI series. So, there's certainly question marks, as you mentioned. So, Quinton de Kock coming into the team after hurting himself, walking his dogs, ironically, scoring a century. So, he's again a class player, certainly South Africa's number 1 wicket-keeper batsman. So, he's going to be a long-term fixture in the side. So, a good few pluses, even though there are a couple of minuses, but I think that sort of sums up South African cricket at the moment.
And Garen, finally, so the one-day series then starting next week. I believe it's 5 ODIs and 2 or 3 T20s.
Two 20s.
Now, if South Africa go on and win the one-day series, would that in any way make amends for the Test series defeat? Do you think they'll be extra motivated? And
I think they'll certainly be motivated. Obviously, there's different personnel in both squads, so you're not going to have the baggage being carried over of some of the Test players because they're just not going to be there for the shorter formats of the game. But AB de Villiers obviously captaining the ODI side as well. As the Test size, but he wasn't the Test skipper when the series started. So, he's going to have similar players to motivate, but, a couple of fresh faces as well. Yeah. 5-match series is a nice number. It's none of the silly 4 matches where, you can't necessarily have a winner. 5 matches, I think it gives both sides a chance. It must be remembered that England are perhaps even a better ODI team than they were a Test team. They came in ranked at number 5 in the Test series, but they are a pretty handy ODI side, and we've got Ben Stokes, those players that we've seen hit the ball over South Africa. They're certainly tailor-made to that sort of format of the game. So certainly not a sure thing that South Africa are going to win again at home. I think if we go on to lose either one of these series and England pick up 2 out of the 3 series, they'll certainly be thrilled with that. But hopefully South Africa can bounce back, pick up the trophy in both these remaining series.